All right, we're going live. We got two North Carolina brands here in the swimming space, and I'm joined with Bren from Jackrabbit. Bren, how are you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. So we're Thursday. Are we on Thursday here? I think it's Thursday. It's been a long, packed, productive week.
Yes, I got here Monday, and I feel like I slept, and I woke up and it's Thursday. I think it's crazy.
That's right. That's right. So walk us through. Tell us your swimming journey. I know you're at Jackrabbit today, but that you didn't start there. You know, you were across in Arizona. Take us through from swim instructor to where you are today.
Yeah. So born and raised into swimming. My mom was a scuba instructor, so been around the water my whole life. At 15, I started as a part-time swim instructor for the town of Gilbert. Did it in the summer times only. Really loved it. After the first couple of years, decided I wanted to do this year round. And that's when I got in touch with Lifetime Fitness, and they were hiring for some coaches, and did that for about a year or two. And then I wanted to focus on a swim school that really focused on swimming, because Lifetime Fitness was great, but they were really member focused too. So it was really hard to like promote swimming as much as I wanted to. So then I started as an instructor at Evo, and I became their swim school director. And I was there for about 11 years. We started with 300 students. By the time I left, we had two beautiful locations that we built out, and we had about 3,500 students when I left at that point, actively swimming. So did that for a very long time. And then we used Jackrabbit software the entire time to help manage that growth and to make sure that we were operating as efficiently as we possibly could. And then I loved the company for so long. I was like, you know what, I'm going to join. I wanted to get into the SaaS world. I wanted to work for a SaaS company I believed in. And that's where I got to Jackrabbit today.
Very cool. Yeah, so let's come back to Jackrabbit and talk about your current profession. Sure. But back at Evo, you guys, tomorrow I'm giving a talk about the gap in the sport between learn to swim and traditional competitive swimming.
Correct.
And at Evo, you guys have intuitively understood this, and you guys had implemented a plan to have that sales funnel from, you know, learn to swim all the way through. Tell us about how you guys identified that problem and then how you attacked it.
Yeah. So we, at Evo, we had the luxury of being able to simultaneously hold lessons and swim team at the same time, because we had an indoor pool for lessons teaching and an outdoor pool for swim team. So we had kids in lessons swimming indoors that would always see the big kids outside, and they wanted to join the swim team and wanted to get started with that. So we did see like, how do we get kids really excited about getting to that next step, and which would obviously increase our retention, because now they have a goal of not just learning to swim, but now I want to compete in swimming. So that was like the transition we were trying to get for kids. And the way we did that is we held like mini meets is what we called them. So like our Sea Lion and up kids, they would just grab a barbell.
Sea Lion, there you go.
Our Sea Lions and up, we did a 25-yard like barbell swim. So it wasn't like full, they just do one lap at a time. We had instructors in the water, just kind of help them move along. And they get little ribbons at the end. And they just got that feeling of like, oh, this is fun. I want to start competing and getting to the next level.
When you guys were implementing that, you talked about retention. Were you able to track a metric on how much longer they were staying in the sport with you guys?
I did not. It's really good because like we were doing this back in like, this is pre-COVID, so 2015. I think this is well before I was even aware of like the CRM was and tracking that data.
Sure.
So,
yeah. Usually we're hearing about 36 months. So I don't know if that resonates with you or not.
And I'm sure it was that and possibly more, because we do get kids like so excited about like, I want to swim with those big kids, and they start competing and get the ribbon. So now it's not a, you know, everyone starts because you need to be safe in the backyard pool. You need to learn how to swim. And then some kids just stop there. Like, I can swim now. I don't need to do this anymore. But now like you're getting excited about the actual sport of swimming.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to know, like, how did you guys identify that problem and that need to have sort of that pre-comp swimming program?
Yeah. I think I mean, there was definitely a drop off. Like our beginning level classes were always our most popular classes. Like that was our bread and butter, was like our 3 to 5 year olds. Like we did really, really well there, but there'd be a definite drop off after 5 years old. Like you're like, yep, I can swim. I can do all these things. That's kind of it. So I think we started to identify like, how do we get kids to swim beyond 5 years of age and keep kind of going from there. So that is when we came up with this idea for mini meets. We were talking to parents too, and parents really loved the idea because these mini meets were short. They can come in for a Saturday for an hour. Kids can get in, they can swim, get ribbons, and go from there. It wasn't like other sports where your entire Saturday is taken up, like watching a soccer game or doing something else. Like, and parents were like, this is awesome. Like, I can get in, out, and I'm done, or we still have our Saturday.
So, and I can imagine they know what the alternative is in that traditional competitive swimming landscape where they're at, you know, they're on the bleachers for 8 hours and maybe it's all a 2-day meet. Yeah, exactly. So I can imagine they're pleasantly surprised about that value prop that you guys brought to the table.
I mean, even as a high school swimmer, I can tell you, like, you swim for 30 seconds and then you sit down for an hour or two, not doing nothing. So after kids just to get in and swim, and then they go to their next race in like 5-10 minutes and just boom, 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 and go.
Amazing.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So transitioning into Jackrabbit, tell me about you're off the pool deck. You're more on the dry side at this point. You're in a software company. You're in a software company, but it is specifically for learn to swim and swimming.
Yeah.
Take us through that transition and what fires you up about Jackrabbit.
Yeah. So again, I really was kind of excited about the SaaS world and really trying to take my experience and share it with other swim schools and what worked for us and really what was kind of like our bread and butter. Cause I came out of like Evo thinking I knew everything and I thought everyone kind of operated the same way that we did. And I realized there's so many swim schools that were just starting out and kind of going through the growing pains that we saw and solve for. And I was like, I want to work for a company where I can do that and I can help them get through those pain points faster because it's a slow process. Like we had to make mistakes and then we learned from those mistakes and we found things that we really liked. And even like outside even about software with clients and stuff like our clients, it's just fun to talk about swimming in general, like what works for the programming. I really enjoy that part of it. So that's when my new calling.
Very cool. Very cool. So account manager, take us through a day in the life of what that looks like.
Oh yeah. It's different every day. So never have any idea what I'm going to go into. Usually it's a lot of client meetings and I'm trying to meet people where they're at. Like if they're a lot of some schools I talk to are brand new. They were solopreneurs. They've seen some success. Now they're trying to grow their business. They're trying to add instructors and they can no longer manage this through their phone and spreadsheets and texting one-offs and stuff like that. They need something that really organizes their day for them. So that's where we come in. We help them. It's as simple as like even registration. Now parents can go online and register. Like you're trying to get yourself out of that. Like you need to call me, you need to text me, you need to like everything runs through that individual. And most of these people are like me. I just want to teach. I don't want to do all this administrative stuff. So that's where Jackrabbit really steps in, like helps them with administration, their billing, automates that. Because the billing is really stressful for, I think, any business owner, but like, especially swim schools, they always feel like they're spending their most time doing this. They don't want to screw up the billing.
Yeah. And it's keeping them away from the pool.
Correct. Keeps them away from the pool. So that is where I feel like that's where Jackrabbit really shines. And I'm happy to show people, I want to give people their day back so they can focus on what they love, which is their swimming, their clients, and being able to think like what's going to help. And that's something like what we did. Like we were at a point for a long time where we were just in survival mode and just trying to do what we could. We weren't thinking about like mini meets and stuff like that. But once we were getting a little bit more organized, then we could start thinking like we can start innovating or what we can do differently. And that's what really, I think, because like most business owners, I think that happens. You get going, you get so busy, you stop. Your business runs you. You don't run your business anymore.
Of course, I've heard that one before.
Yes.
Yeah. Curious to know, a lot of these swim schools that have it dialed in, and there's private equity money coming in, and there's these larger conglomerates, and the systems are established, and it's an amazing industry. And at the same time, there's still a lot of independently owned, majority of independently owned swim schools.
Yeah.
And they're just starting. Someone's always at the beginning of the journey.
Yeah.
Is it more fun working with the established swim school brands, or is it more fun starting with that entrepreneur that, they're moving 100 miles an hour and they don't realize the success and they got to create systems?
Of working with that type of like mentality. I love working with the new clients who are excited and just getting going. Like I love working with the big businesses that are really established as well, because I learned from them just as much as I think they learned from me. Like, again, I haven't been a swim school director in like 4 years now. So like so much has changed even since I did this, especially with like open API, CRMs, and like all this different, because I think swim schools traditionally didn't do a whole lot of follow up and these kind of things and trying to automate that process. So I'm learning as much from them as they're learning from me. But for me, as like I just love seeing people get started because I know exactly what their journey is going to look like and how we can kind of help shape that. And for me, that's the most fun.
Awesome. Awesome. The last thing, I'll give you the word. What should people know about Jackrabbit if there's a swim school owner out there watching? What do they need to know?
Yeah. Just know you don't have to do this on your own anymore. Like get yourself a software that's going to partner with you long term. And what I really love about Jackrabbit is most of the employees are like me. We have experience using the software, and then we came to work for Jackrabbit. So we're not. And I think that helps speak to the partnership of it. We're not like people that just have tech experience or support experience that came into Jackrabbit. No, a lot of our members are still part owners of gyms and stuff like that. Like one of my counterparts, her and her daughter still own a dance studio together. So I think it's my favorite part about Jackrabbit is just the people that you work with and the partnerships you get, and just being able to work with people that have done it and still breathe it today.
Awesome. Awesome. Brendan Lignowski, account manager at Jagrapit. Thank you, brother.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome.
Awesome. Cool. That was fun.
That was really cool. I appreciate it. Yeah.